Hello and welcome to Sports Nerds.
What's up?
Max Andrews, Mike Garfagna here to lay down some interesting. We're kind of NFL and NBA centric.
Well, I mean, that's all that's really making headlines right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You got college basketball right now. They're in their conference tournaments right now, and not really a lot of noise going on really on the court. It's mostly off the court. You got with Syracuse basically. That news broke with they got the slap on the wrist with Jim Boeheim.
Bunch of cheaters. You bunch of dirty cheaters. I knew it all along.
They cheated for 10 years. 10 years they've been cheating for academic misconduct, players failing drug tests, players taking money, you name it, they've done it. And they basically got a slap on the wrist. A couple of scholarships taken away for the next few years each year. Now, that will hurt because, there's only about 12, 15 guys on a basketball team. So, you miss a couple of scholarships, that's going to hurt. But the one thing that pisses me off about it is that they only get the 1-year tournament ban, which they self-imposed this season. And, of course, voila, they suck this year. But next year they have a dynamite recruiting class, and they're expected to go really far next year. So, yeah, I just don't buy it. And, we might be Ohio State fans.
Are we? Snap.
I couldn't tell.
I borrowed this from a friend of mine.
And there's that guy back there, too. And you can see in my bathroom, too, there.
Yeah, and we still have today's newspaper.
Yeah. Champions.
Ohio State national champions. That was today.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got guys like Jim Tressel who gets crucified because he decided not to share an email. But,
a moment of silence for the career of Jim Tressel.
Okay. But, yeah, so, I mean, besides...
you,
Jim. But, I mean, besides that, and you also got... in NCAA basketball news, you got the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, Tom Crean, who he's actually, if you're not familiar with him, he is the brother-in-law of Jim and John Harbaugh. And so he's got a little clout going there. So, but he is the head coach of the Indiana basketball, and they got some pretty high standards over there at Indiana. A lot of rich tradition over there. Nobody knows,
They made a movie.
They made a movie about it. Gene Hackman, but unfortunately, Tom Crean is no Gene Hackman. So, so Indiana has sucked for quite a long time now, and the fans, rightfully so, are pissed off. I'd be too. And so what they're doing is right now they're actually trying to raise money to buy out Tom Crean's contract at Indiana, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And if they do it, that'll be, first of all, it'll be historical. But other than that, it'll be funny as hell and just give people like us and other people like us just tons to talk about and laugh about for years to come.
I mean, that's pretty cool. At least you had, he shouldn't feel bad because he has unified. If they pull it off,
yeah,
he brought all those people together.
I know, right?
In a common cause, and you can't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
and then also, would you have taken her name if you married into the Harbaugh?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I feel that was a bad career move for him to keep his name.
Oh yeah, I mean, he could have gotten a much better job than coaching in Indiana. But I mean, when it comes to basketball, I mean that's a pretty good gig. But
yeah.
But yeah, so it sucks to be him right now. I mean, when you got the entire fan base actually not only calling for your head, but trying to raise money to buy you out, so you go away for a long time. If they raise the money,
that means he gets it, though, right?
Yes, he does get the money. So I guess.
I mean, hey, man.
I guess it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you look at it.
Take some time off, enjoy the free money.
Yeah.
Rethink your whole name.
Mm-hmm. Or your whole situation by that.
Yeah.
But
definitely change your name to Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Get under that umbrella.
Yeah, maybe they'll think you're a new coach. Maybe we'll get a new contract.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, Harbaugh. I thought he was maybe he's as good at college basketball as he is as professional football.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, so that's really what you got going on right now with NCAA basketball. Next week, we promise we will get more into college basketball with March Madness starting.
It finally gets interesting.
Yeah,
I've been waiting so long.
Yeah.
But we're definitely going to do some brackets, and we're going to come up with some other fun stuff for the college basketball.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, besides that, so obviously we're going to talk football because football's the best.
It's really the only important sport.
Yeah, and not only that, there's so much shit going on right now in free agency. It's ridiculous. I got a whole laundry list here of stuff that's going on right now. But the big thing right now is the AFC East is starting a Cold War-esque type of arms race, if you will, in that division. I mean, you got the Patriots and Tom Brady getting their 4th Super Bowl, and I think the rest of the division has just had enough of that whole Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era. And the Dolphins started off by signing Ndamukong Suh for a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know if he's worth all that money, but I mean you're going to have him and Cameron Wake going after Tom Brady all day, every day. I think it's a really good move on the Dolphins' part.
Yeah, I mean, like the Dolphins, they've been kind of like almost there for the past few years.
They've been pretty mediocre.
And it's like they're like, okay, well if they do these other 10 things, they show a lot of spark and a lot of flair, and then this is a good move. Like pick up the extra, pick up the guy on defense, get that solid, and then work from there. Because the Patriots, the dynasty is ridiculous. It's officially reached ridiculous levels. Yeah, but I mean, Tom Brady can't be. I mean, how many more years do you think Tom Brady has?
He's only got a couple, but I mean, he's definitely going to make them count. I can guarantee you that. But I mean, apparently they're not worried about going to the Patriots now. Apparently the Patriots don't care about defensive backs because they let Darrelle Revis go, and they also didn't re-sign Brandon Browner. 2 huge moves, which I think at least try to sign one of them. Browner at least, because he's going to be cheaper than Revis. But you got Revis going back to the Jets, who is the original team that drafted him, and you got Antonio Cromartie going back to the Jets. Now they were a cornerback tandem a few years ago. And they did pretty damn good when Rex Ryan was there. And so they're getting the whole band back together over there in New England, New York, minus the coach. But it'll be interesting to see what the Jets do. And not only that, the Jets also got Brandon Marshall, wide receiver from the Bears.
Yep, he used to play for the Broncos.
And he used to play for your beloved Broncos. He's a head case.
Yeah, he's a little too much going on off the field there.
Yeah, not as much as a head case anymore, but you can always account for him to say something stupid every now and then. Kind of like me. I usually say stupid stuff. But
you don't get paid millions of dollars.
I know, right? If only I could get, so I got half of it now.
Right.
I could only get those millions of dollars.
Work that other half up.
Yeah, I know, right? So, hey, glass half full.
Yep. Yep. You're halfway there, man. That's all you got to think.
Yeah. And also with the Jets, they also got Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's been a journeyman quarterback. He was solid for the Bills for a couple of years, and they got rid of him. He went to the Texans, did okay, and Texans cut him. And now he is with the Jets. So you can see he's probably going to be a stopgap quarterback for the Jets, depending on whether or not they get Mariota or not, or he might be mentoring Geno Smith. But those are just 2 teams in the East. You also still got the Bills. We all know the Bills got Shady McCoy. They got rid of Alonzo. They got Matt Castle. So they've been making moves. And then you also have the who else? That's it. Oh, well, you also got the New England also got Jabaal Sheard from the Browns. Big whoop. Jabaal Sheard had 2 sacks last year for my beloved Browns. So good riddance, Jabaal Sheard. You didn't do anything for us. But yeah, just continue with the NFL, though. DeMarco Murray today, big news, signed with the Eagles.
That's ridiculous. I mean, like, just because those 2 teams have that huge rivalry, and I just think it's so funny that, me, I'm a guy who shoot from the heart. Like, I would never trade anyone to the Raiders. Like, if I was in charge of the Broncos, I would never trade anyone to the Raiders. Like, would not happen.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get traded. He got
released.
He was a free agent.
No, I've been like, look, if you play for my team, the next team you go to isn't the Raiders. Yeah. There's an extra $2 million in it for you. Yeah. If you don't go to the Raiders.
Put that incentive in their contract. But basically the Cowboys didn't want to pay DeMarco Murray, and DeMarco Murray wanted money. And DeMarco Murray was the best running back last year, 1,800 yards.
Like he managed to stay healthy the whole time.
Yeah, he managed to stay healthy. That was his first year, I believe, that he ever finished a full season. And plus he's kind of getting long in the tooth. I think he's 27 years old. I think 26, 27, which is
about that time.
Which is like 80 if you're a running back. So all the touches he got. So I mean, if I'm the Cowboys, I would have waited it out too, but I at least would have made him a friggin' offer.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the Eagles just pounced on the opportunity, and I think they also got Ryan Matthews, who I've never been big on Ryan Matthews. He's another guy who I think is kind of a bust. He's been injured his whole career. I believe he finally played his first full season last year. Actually, you know what? No, he didn't. He got hurt too. So so the Eagles have got 2 solid running backs right now. Both of them are injury prone, but if healthy, they can do some damage. And speaking of the Eagles again, they also made another blockbuster move. They traded Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford was the #1 overall pick about 5-6 years ago. He has torn both his ACLs and hasn't taken a snap in over a year. And so it's kind of a head scratcher to see Bradford, the Eagles take such a big gamble on Bradford and get rid of Foles, who has played really well for them.
Yeah.
And it's a real head scratcher. So one of the kickers though in this deal is that the Eagles got Bradford and a conditional pick. So depending on whether the Eagles plan to move Bradford, or depending on how well Bradford does, can really depend on what kind of draft pick they're going to get out of it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here before the draft, see if they end up moving him.
I'm surprised that they dropped Foles. He seemed to work really well in the system.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a surprise to me, too. I think I wanted to say.
They re-up on Sanchez, too.
I don't understand that. Yeah, that's just weird. Yeah. I got that. That is so odd to me that it stopped my brain from thinking about anything else. And whatever point I was going to make earlier is gone now because the Eagles have made such a stupid move.
I'm sure it was very thought out, though.
Yeah, very well thought out.
Well, actually, it probably wasn't because you forgot.
Yeah, not important, but very well thought out.
Other big news, though, in the NFL, free agency. Well, this goes back to the Eagles again. You had Frank Gore leaving the 49ers to go to the Eagles, and then he reneged on that, and he decided he was going to sign with the Indianapolis Colts. So the Colts not only got Frank Gore, who I still think's probably got another season left. He'll have to split time.
He was kind of mediocre this season. But,
yeah, he was. He started to kind of flake out a little bit, but I still think he could split time with like Boom Herron.
Yeah.
And or maybe like a guy like Vic Ballard or somebody like that. But yeah, so Colts got Frank Gore's in, and Trent Richardson, who was the #3 overall pick 3 years ago, by my beloved Browns, and then was traded away for a first-round draft pick, and we turned that into Johnny Manziel, so that was crap too. But yeah, Colts got rid of Richardson. So yeah, the joke's on them. So we got a first-round pick out of it though, but bad news was it turned into Johnny Manziel, and he's in rehab. But
here's to you, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'll drink one for you.
We're drinking because he can't. But continuing on with the Colts, though, they also got Trent Cole. He's a veteran defensive end, pass rusher guy, which the Colts desperately need.
Mm-hmm. And
they also got old man Andre Johnson, who has been statistically the best wide receiver in the league since he's been in the league. He was played for the Miami Hurricanes. Was fantastic there, and he just tore it up, even with crappy quarterbacks when he was in Houston. And now hopefully he can get a shot at getting a ring now, hooking up with Andrew Luck. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's really going to be I think this is almost like a sign of the passing of the torch from the New England Patriots dynasty to possibly the Colts dynasty now starting to come up where you got Andrew Luck, and he's just got a ton of weapons now.
Yeah, and I have mad respect for that dude. He's tough as nails. Like, yeah, it's like it's like that Brett Favre kind of quarterback where you just like willing to take his licks, saying like, yeah, good hit after he gets hit, gets right back up, and he's always got a good attitude. Like, I really like Andrew Luck.
Oh, me too.
But so yeah, it could be that.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weapons now. They're working a little bit on the defense, which historically Colts defense has never been anything. But of course they had Peyton Manning before.
Yeah, who needs a defense when you have Peyton Manning in his prime?
But yeah, so. We'll see how it goes. It could be. I don't want to call dynasty. I don't want to call king killers too soon.
Oh yeah.
But they definitely got they got the right pieces to make to make it. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and and just the AFC overall, it's really going to be up for grabs. I mean, after New England and Indianapolis and possibly Baltimore, I think Baltimore is still going to be one of the top teams in the AFC. Your beloved Broncos think I don't. This is my opinion. I don't know if the window's shutting or if it's already shut. I mean, you maybe got this much left.
I can agree. Big Peyton Manning, love you. And I was behind Peyton Manning 100% when he got there, but it might be time. He is, getting on there in years. So again, like Tom Brady, it's just they're getting old now.
They're getting old. I know, and it makes us feel old.
You can only play the game for so long. And so, hopefully my Broncos got another good year of Peyton in, but I think this will probably be his last season.
Well, don't get me wrong. I still think they'll win the West, but as far as maybe going to the AFC title game, being in the legitimate Super Bowl talk, I think they're on the fringe now.
Yeah, no,
I think they missed their window.
My hopes for next season, I think we can definitely make playoffs, but, I'm not sure. Again, we haven't been a Super Bowl. We made it to the Super Bowl, but we haven't been a Super Bowl champion caliber team this whole time. Because obviously one thing or another goes tremendously, horribly wrong. Whether you're playing Baltimore in the playoffs or you're playing the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, you just can't do nothing right, and you end up feeling like a bunch of assholes.
And that's about it.
But I think in the West, we're still a powerhouse. But of course, the Raiders. So.
Yeah, I'd never be worried about the Raiders.
So so it's not that big a deal. I definitely see us making the playoffs next year. But I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna translate that.
It'll be interesting to see. And then so we touched on the AFC here, but on the NFC, I think two of the biggest moves that happened were, first of all, the number one was Jimmy Graham going to the Saints, leaving the Saints, going to the Seahawks. And he was in a trade. Seahawks traded away their Pro Bowl center, Max Unger, and a draft pick to the Saints for Jimmy Graham and a draft pick. And I really think now Seattle is really going to be looking for Russell Wilson this year to kind of carry the load instead of that defense. Don't get me wrong; I think that defense is amazing. I think they're gonna kick ass. But I think now with the addition of Jimmy Graham, a top three tight end, and not only that, he's just a premier offensive weapon. He can be a tight end. You can put him in the slot. You can put him one-on-one on the outside. He's just a matchup nightmare. I think it's really going to solidify Seattle's offense, which has always kind of been a question mark to a lot of people. Obviously you have beast mode, but how long is beast mode really going to be there? I mean, they re-upped on his contract, but this will probably be his last year that he really can produce at a high level. And I think, they're going to get as much as they can out of beast mode. And now they got Russell Wilson hooking up with Jimmy Graham. And maybe if Jimmy Graham's on that team this year, maybe he doesn't throw that pick in the Super Bowl. Maybe Jimmy Graham blocks out. Maybe Jimmy Graham blocks out that DB Butler, and he catches that ball for a touchdown.
That's oh god, that was so awesome. I love it. It was a good game.
It was a great game.
Good game.
Just a dumb call.
Oh man. Oh, so beautiful. I love to watch it happen. But no, Jimmy Graham is exactly the right fit for the Seahawks. I think he's still got some good years in him, and Russell Wilson plays better when he's kind of like running around looking for someone to throw to, and Jimmy Graham's that guy.
Yeah.
So
just throwing jump balls all day.
Yeah. Drew Brees has been doing it for years. So I think that's a perfect match. It's a really good fit, really good call for the Seahawks. We'll see how that turns out. Maybe they win the next one. It's I don't want to say that because if they win, that means they went through. No, they don't do things.
No, they don't. We
would play that. No, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. I'm an idiot. But it's a really good fit. It's a dangerous combination, and we'll see. If Jimmy Graham stays healthy, Russell Wilson stays healthy, that can be lethal. That could be a lethal combination.
Yeah. And another big move, also kind of related to the Saints, is they actually signed Brandon Browner, who I was talking about a little bit ago. Who actually he started off in Seattle. Then he was a free agent after they won the Super Bowl, went with the New England Patriots and won another Super Bowl, and then Patriots didn't re-up on him. And so now he's with the New Orleans Saints. Now, I think it's good for the Saints for their defense, but, just them losing Jimmy Graham, I don't see the Saints really doing much, especially after the horrible season they had last year. And Drew Brees is getting long in the tooth too. And I I just don't see it on the Saints. I think they'll be competitive. They'll probably hover around that 8-8 mediocre range, but that really gets you nothing in the NFL. It really doesn't. And,
unless you're the AFC West, you have the Raiders and Chiefs and the
well, yeah, or
the Chargers. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Fuck the Raiders. It's all I. I'm sorry. That's it. That's it. I'm done.
It's all right. It's all right. I pray for a terrorist attack every time the Steelers play the Ravens. So
yeah, do we already go over that domestic terrorist?
Yeah, we did.
Again,
yeah,
NSA, FBI guys, we're not.
We're
serious.
clean. Yeah. Just if it happened,
it's jokes.
I wouldn't be mad.
He wouldn't be mad.
Wouldn't be mad.
I would probably run for the hills because we made 2 videos now where we talked about domestic terrorist attack.
Well, I think if they dug deeper into our lives, they wouldn't take us seriously.
They'd be like, "Oh wow, this guy."
Yeah.
Anyway,
anywho, back to sports.
Back to the awesomeness of football.
So we have now going to college football. If you are not aware, the Ohio State University Buckeyes are the undisputed national champions. Now,
yeah,
if you
first time in the playoff system.
That's right. Now, if you notice here, the gentleman that is being hoisted up in the air is Ezekiel Elliott. And if you can see, Zeke is sporting a crop top jersey showing off his manly abdominal muscles. And the NCAA didn't really care for this too much. And they're actually creating a rule right now that would ban, they call it a crop top, basically where you tape up your jersey so you can show off your manly abs. I would do it, but I have a manly.
My abs aren't sweet enough for that.
Yeah, mine are like the wind. You can't see them, but you know they're there. But so they're trying to ban this for next season, which I think is stupid. I mean, yeah. Let them roll up their jersey. I don't give a crap. Yeah. I used to do it all the time in high school, even though I never played.
Did you have sweet abs?
No, I had a sweet Under Armour that was underneath it. Yeah.
Oh,
so, yeah, and I had spatted cleats too. So I mean, I had the whole deal. Everything but a visor.
Legit.
But yeah, so the NCAA is trying to get rid of this. It's just trying to push this rule through. But God bless you, Ohio State fans. You are actually getting a petition going on right now
Buckeyes.
Where you're trying to get that rule overturned. So if you're an Ohio State fan, research it, research the petition, and sign up for it because I know I am.
Yeah, my name's on it, except it's not on it, but it's figuratively on it.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, they're trying to bottle up the sweetness. They're trying to contain the monster. And I don't even know that Ezekiel Elliott's abs are able to hold a jersey. See, I think that he tapes up the jersey so it doesn't get ripped and shredded from him running and the material rubbing against the abs and getting ripped up.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to have to how much money are we going to waste on jerseys?
Yeah.
For Ezekiel Elliott. And then he's going to be breaking a rule when his abs rip through the shirt.
Yeah. I mean, how much money are we going to have to go through to get this guy a friggin' jersey? I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
It's a medical condition, super sweet abs.
It is.
Okay? Ezekiel Elliott can't even help it.
Yeah. Don't punish the man for having beautiful abs. Okay? And I can say this as a married man, all right? Those abs are perfect.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
They're fine. They're obviously, national championship winning abs.
They're national championship winning abs. I mean, you could start an entire workout program. Do you want national championship winning abs?
Try the double E workouts.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. But what was the other thing? Ohio State players. Yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, so you got some Ohio State players coming back to Ohio. We got some NFL guys. AJ Hawk is going to the Bengals to join Mike Nugent.
Yep.
And Brian Hartline is coming to the Browns. I'm sorry, buddy. It sucks that you're going to the Browns. But, hey, at least you're back in Ohio. So I cannot wait to see the Browns play the Bengals. I'm definitely going to one of those games next year. So I can see AJ Hawk, Mike Nugent, Brian Hartline all playing together. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's really awesome. Welcome back, fellas. Glad you're back in town. Maybe I'll see you around now, at the games or whatever. You think that AJ Hawk would come and visit me down at the game?
Well, he might. I mean, he's married to Brady Quinn's sister, and they're from Dublin, Ohio. So, he's definitely got Central Ohio ties. And Brian Hartline's a Northeast Ohio guy. They're both high character quality guys, which just makes the story even better, in my opinion. And, they're coming home, and they both had pretty solid careers. A.J. Hawk's the all-time leading tackler for Green Bay, which is no tall feat. I mean, there's just a lineage of guys that have played on defense.
He's been starting ever since he started in the NFL.
Yeah, he was top 10 pick. And so, and then you got a guy like Brian Hartline, who really didn't do much at Ohio State because, I mean, Tressel really wasn't an air it out kind of guy. He was just kind of that ground and pound, special teams, Tressel ball type of dude. But when he got to the NFL, he was pretty solid. And, he outperformed Miami's big-time free agent signing a couple years ago, Mike Wallace. And so that says a lot about Brian Hartline. And then, he had his pick. He could have gone to the Bears, which, has a lot of, I think the future's brighter in Chicago than it is in Cleveland. I think it's always like that, actually, in any sport, really.
Yeah. No, Cleveland sucks.
Well, maybe except basketball, though. I think we got them there on basketball.
Oh, well, yeah, you guys got LeBron back.
Yeah, and they don't have D-Rose, so.
They never had D-Rose. They never had him.
He was just a figment of their imagination.
No, it was a dream. It's like you guys are chasing the dragon with D-Rose. You're never gonna catch him.
Never gonna catch the dragon.
Baby D is never gonna catch.
He's never gonna catch Day-Day.
Baby D ain't gonna catch me. Like
ain't gonna catch me, Baby D.
D-Rose ain't gonna play. He's not gonna play. I'm sorry. He's not gonna get over it.
It's not gonna happen. Just tank it and
cut your losses, man.
Draft D'Angelo Russell. There you go.
And maybe stay away from D names. I don't know.
Anywho.
Right.
I got nothing.
Was that it?
That's all I got on my sheet.
You got Syracuse.
Anyway, we talked about Syracuse a little bit.
Indiana ball. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
Mike works hard for Sports Nerds, and I hardly work. So
that's how it works.
Yeah, we are done. Check back in with us next week. Next Thursday we'll be around the same time, 6:30, 7 o'clock. We will get into the March Madness.
We'll be talking a lot of March Madness. I promise. I'll be doing some homework on it. We'll also try to come up with some fun stuff to do on air. Some kind of game, something like that. And hopefully maybe Phil will join us next time.
Yeah, I think he just got recently fianced.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so I believe he is, out having an actual life.
Oh, okay. So he's not like in some dude's basement, like talking about sports?
I'm hoping he's not in some dude's basement just talking about sports in front of the internet.
Not like it's a bad thing. There's just better things to do.
He's got his life to plan. Yeah, I'm not envious of him because wedding plans, I can imagine are terrible.
Well, I mean, if you're a chick, it sucks. If you're a dude, just go ahead, honey.
Well, as a dude dealing with a chick, dealing with wedding problems, is that? Well,
it just you just got to make sure that they don't. Is your wife gonna listen? Oh, I don't care. As long you just have to make sure that she doesn't do anything too extreme. You know what I mean?
You could be. I'm glad that we're in America to get married, because if you were in, let's say, India to get married, you can drop $100,000, and that's the low end.
Oh yeah. Well, I when I lived in LA, I worked for a catering company, and I catered. Or
maybe it's like that in America.
I catered this Armenian wedding, and you would have thought this woman was Kim Kardashian, and she was giving. Yeah, they had a film crew there. They had a film crew. I mean, they had this guy on a crane camera, like on a friggin' crane. On the dance floor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to serve drinks and appetizers and stuff, and it's like,
you gotta worry about a boom mic.
Get out of my shot! Get out of my shot! I got a boom mic coming through, hitting the bartender in the face, and then she's like, "I totally deserve this entire night." It's like you deserve to be shot.
All right. Yeah,
but that has nothing to do with sports.
No.
So we digress.
I hope you're not dealing with $800,000 film crew wedding, and we'll catch you next time.
Actually, I got one more thing.
Okay, yep.
I got a little PS here to talk about. So Brian Hoyer got signed by the Houston Texans today for 2 years, $10 million. Now, I've had a discussion with some of my friends earlier today about, the Browns should have never let Brian Hoyer go. I just got to say, Brian Hoyer does not shit gold, so stop acting like he does. He was never that good. As much as I wanted to see him succeed, he wasn't the guy. And how good is Brian Hoyer now? He is competing against a career backup in Ryan Mallett, and he's getting paid backup money. That's how good Brian Hoyer is. I'd rather have drunk Johnny Manziel, who still has potential. He's only 21 years old.
No, man.
We got him under contract for 4 years. I have to root for him to be good.
I'm just telling you that.
I have to root for him to be good.
It was the, like the number one quarterback. You know how like everyone always puts a big deal on it, and then like,
well, I mean,
then, especially since he went to the Browns, like he's just gonna flat fall on his face.
You know what I say? That's all I gotta say. Money Manziel, baby. We got you for 4 more years. Get your head right. Please be good, because if not, then you're gonna have to draft some other schmo who's gonna suck probably too. But yeah, all I gotta say is, as much as I actually did want Brian Hoyer to succeed. But after watching him during the season, you could clearly tell he wasn't going to be the guy to win a Super Bowl in Cleveland. So if he's not going to win me a Super Bowl, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he's not going to win the Super Bowl anyway. I mean, like he could definitely he's a definitely solid backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely give that to him. It's it's rough in the NFL. These guys are obviously top quality athletes. So just to say that you're a backup quarterback in the NFL is not anything small.
Yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's like just stop acting like this guy's going to win us a Super Bowl. Like he's top 10 quarterback.
Fans. You guys seem to like freak out over mediocre players. A lot.
Well, we're not used to having mediocre players. We're used to having shit players.
Well, that's why. Whatever. I'm sorry. Like I'm used to like Hall of Fame.
Well, you're used to greatness. Even when you had Jay Cutler, you still went to the friggin' playoffs.
I can't really relate.
You went to the playoffs with Tim Tebow. He's not even in the league. He's not even in the league.
I'll tell you what.
He's actually trying to get back in the league. Did you hear about that?
No. I mean, hey, if he can do the work, then fine.
They have a veterans combine workout, and Tim Tebow's going to it. And so it'll be interesting to see his old wind-up throw and see if he has perfected that yet or not.
No, I mean, I don't think that he's got it in him. Like in the same way that I don't have it in me, like he doesn't have it in him.
Yeah.
But so again, Tim, it's no big deal. Like I'm not trying to knock you. I'm just saying like you can't play in the NFL.
I want to play pro football too.
Yeah,
but
it's not gonna happen.
I'm not good, and neither are you, Tim Tebow.
I can throw on some pads right now and go out there and pretend like I'm an NFL quarterback. Just
but
like you were doing.
Yeah, but at least you're tall, so you could like pass. But it's like who's that 5'9" dude over there wearing pads? Is that Johnny Manziel? No, it's
no, he's in rehab right now. It can't be.
It can't be. All right. Well, I needed to get that off my chest. So
yes. So Browns fans, calm down. Hoyer wasn't that good. And everyone else, we'll see you next week on Sports News.
Peace.